One thing about sailing around the world you learn is patience. And you realize that the only place in the entire world is right here. And the only time is right now.
This is a bucket list race.
These are the greatest lakes of the world. This is really an ocean in the middle of the continent.
I mean, just doing something that is so steeped in tradition and is so filled with personal adventure and challenge, I don't think you could celebrate life much more than you can when you're doing the Race to Mackinac.
My favourite thing with sailing is once you get out in the ocean, there's no cell phones. You know, they don't have the hustle and bustle of normal day-to-day life, and it's very much like the way it was hundreds of years ago. Once you get out there, it's you and the team and the boat and the elements, and I think sailing is one of the few sports that has that.
And with Champagne, you know, it fits into the arrival of getting somewhere, the celebration. And any day you can be on the water is a celebration. So, you know, Veuve Clicquot is just the perfect complement to that lifestyle.
Well, 1898 was the first race. Club members who were vacationing to Mackinac Island decided it would be fun, instead of just cruising up the lake, to actually race up there. Whereas a couple-year lapse, and then they decided to do it again. And it gained in popularity, and they decided to do it again. And it's grown from, 5 yachts vacationing to, the world-class sporting event that it is today.
The tradition of it is something that is very meaningful and gets passed down, I think, in these families. It's something that families carry on with pride, that they want to continue doing.
There's three owners. I'm one of them. It's myself and Gary Powell and Scott Rulander. And the three of us have sailed with each other for probably going on 15 years. Like my son Greg, this was his 16th Mac with me, which is kind of fun. So he's a great sailor as well. Great team. Everybody gets along well with each other. There's good chemistry with each other. Here's our fine yacht mojo. This is where we live, sleep, laugh, and work hard to win races.
Crew on a boat is really like a family, and that's why picking up new crew is so tough to do, and integrating them, because you can't just pick somebody up. It's too personal of a thing on the boat.
On the sails, who's on the man over? Who's on the GPS? Watch your heads. Watch your heads.
Every boat in the race is like its own community, and every skipper and sailor in that community on the boat has 10 family members watching them during the race. It's just great to impact all of these people and be part of something that is so vast when you really think about it.
It's hard to describe what it's like to be a part of that when you know that so many sailors have gone before you, including a number of women.
The spirit of Veuve Clicquot is clearly one of quality and tradition.
Madame Clicquot was a young widow who built a champagne empire in the 1800s. And it wasn't without challenges, and it was just her audacity and determination, I think, that really, really pulled the brand through.
And she just didn't take no for an answer. She was willing to take risks. To win a sailboat race, you have to be willing to take a few risks too. I didn't know how to sail, but I had a conversation with myself along the lines of, you've always liked being around the water, and look at this resource that's right at your doorstep. All of the yacht clubs have casual races on Wednesday nights, and racers are always looking for crew and teach people how to sail all the time. Just start showing up. So that's what I did. I started showing up at the various yacht clubs around town with gym shoes and a six-pack, and I never got left behind, and that's how I learned how to sail.
It takes someone who is willing to be their own person, know their own strength, know when they need to ask for assistance.
I suppose there's a lot of that in what the widow did in making her company and building her company.
So many of the aspects of Champagne fit so well with the celebratory nature of getting to the island.
Everything's a celebration. There's always a reason to celebrate. Going out, coming back, successfully completing a voyage, and what better way to celebrate anything? I think it's almost a universal tradition that when one celebrates to Champagne.
The anchor has always been the emblem of the House of Clicquot, And it's also the traditional symbol of hope, steadfastness, and patience. And I think it's really three characteristics shared by our house and everyone who's sailed to Mackinac.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've waited an entire year for this moment. The start of the Mac race is less than 48 hours away. We have 360 boats from around the Great Lakes, from both coasts, and from as far away as Hong Kong joining us here today.
It's a 12-month event. We start working as the MAC committee starts working a year in advance. The race committee starts planning about 8 months in advance.
Everybody's checking all their equipment, everybody's making sure that everything's ready to go and preparing all the food. There's such a buzz about it. There's such an air of excitement, and that does give a joy in life.
I think it's adventure, the desire for adventure. Winnie the Pooh said, sometimes the anticipation of the honey is almost as good as the honey itself. And it's that anticipation. I think that's what drives me more than anything else.
When I started, they always told me it was hours of boredom, punctuated by moments of panic.
Relaxing, it's challenging, it's dangerous at times, it's exciting, it's boring. My mother said racing sailboats was like standing in an ice cold shower tearing up $100 bills.
This is very Chinese philosophical in the sense, you can always laugh at a mountain, but you can never laugh at the sea. Because, when it comes up, when it turns on its ugly side, it'll be very scary. But as long as a mountain is concerned, you just stay away and don't climb it.
Live kind of in a cookie cutter world and to come to a place that's this unique and be a part of that history. 82% of this island is state park and it'll never be developed. So you have both this beautiful Victorian downtown that time forgot, Victorian cottages here that date back well over 100 years, and then 1,800 acres of just wilderness, of about 60 miles of trails to walk and bike.
I have a place, there is no floor. There is no door. It's a freshwater feeling, swimming and reeling, living inside and outside of me. Here's to the voyage, here's to the arrival, here's to the painstaking stride of survival, here's to camaraderie we all maintain, to the last mile and first taste of champagne.
Where we're sitting right now was the social center of the hotel. To see, to be seen, to take the healing breezes was the porch. That's what it was all about. Pomp, circumstances, tea dances. They even held tennis matches out on this porch. Everything was an event. Everything was bigger than life. Everything was a celebration to make people feel special.
And years ago, it was started by all the, at that time, wives of sailors, and they would all get together on Sunday night.
Cheers to Buffalo Cove. Cheers to Buffalo Cove. Cheers. Happy summer. Thank you. Cheers.
You guys should come in early tonight. It's blowing.
The Pink Pony is the closest bar to the marina, and that's where most of the sailors stop to get their first drink after finishing a 333-mile trip.
We opened the Pink Pony back in 1944, and ever since it's with our location, it's kind of been the hangout of all the sailors. They like to try to take the Pink Pony and be as creative with it as possible. And we found it out in the buoy in the Straits of Mackinac. That's kind of one of the most unique spots.
Hang on. Hey, there you go.
Island and chairman of our race committee. Thanks to the race committee. Please give a big shout out to the race committee. The etched bottles of Veuve Clicquot to all of our section, division, and first to finish winners. The line honors vote for Monohull's first to finish and also first place in the turbo section. Bo Jest, Carl Kwok, Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club.
Give her this one. Veuve Clicquot after taking in a victory. Cheers. 100! 100!
We all have little things to celebrate every time we come down here. We're spending time with our friends in a wonderful setting, and it's a perfect place for champagne.
Because it is such a great group of people, and it's such a great race and a historical race.
If I think back to what the boats were like when this race started, what the world was like, that the race took time off for the 2 world wars. You know, all of that gives sort of this sense of it being such almost a monument, if you will. And it's really quite an incredible thing to be a part of that tradition.
I didn't even know that sailboat racing was a sport when I was a little girl. So, did I ever think I'd be doing something like this? No, not really. I'm just so pleased that I found my way to sailboat racing because it's just added enormously to my life.
Maybe ask this lady here. Lady, come on over here. Do you know anything about champagne?
If I say it correctly, if I say Veuve Clicquot, nobody knows what I'm talking about. So I have to say Veuve, and then I feel like I'm, feeding like this negative cycle. Like people are never gonna know how to really say it.
Veuve Clicquot.
Oh, gosh.
Veuve Clicquot? Is there some Veuve Clicquots?
She was
Are we rolling? Now, you better go win, right?
We're gonna try to.
So that you can pop the Veuve Clicquot at the end of the race, okay?
Exactly. We're going to try to do that right away.
All right, go get him, go fast.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks for coming.
It's a great race and great times for all.